the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Yama me get to Tokono. Sisi ene ne ho abasem concerning Yura John Domani Mahama. Edin ato tankruum na ase no fe sa ene wama mami ekwan na waja no kwan se onko we second timer ebisi ewo Ghana ha se Chief Justice oye independent na afiso na juma yemu no chese onu obi enche na onu obi enye ho adwuma de edin se ubetimi etuna de so na because of committee a yesete ye se omontena na asem so se so what two kwan what the ma chese o make decisions outside the judicial service no. In fact, rules and regulations are binding. Article 146 no normal any concern what ye wakwaye. Just Nsem-Pii and dia to my miswa. What dia court where be it the ECOWAS court, even the Supreme Court na kasa. At this juncture no, ye mame the everybody say yes one tranche. In fact, yinedi se ni juma enso ani na onpe ba na onko na eno na lawyers bebre do omanu atum omun se obi ansem woka echese unprecedented although ebi asida no in the Fourth Republic no one thing na any kwanse esikura because the democracy na yina ye wumu no make sure say the judiciary no ebe na juma independently na afi so separation of powers ya kan wasema kaka no it seems say Ghana had now party that separation of powers and enye adwuma bio na ekutie Lawyer Darko because in some can in some emu du papa because so far no na ekamia kwaye say president na asset ato no it beto so ana say etu betwa na what are the dangers involved no Ghana ya hwe ya edi oyeni betima bre na yenkuti nsemu a Lawyer Darko de tudwa na all stress on these matters are very very much concerning towards a Ghana democracy any future at stake because of certain decisions His Excellency John Dramani Mahama are taking.
John Mahama or candidate. Now we see a mandate for Mumudin Komanoka say only the Judiciary baby the Copa na his own words about the setting. Now if here NDC for now only a by the country in the Judiciary is so come. Now if I turn out the gate what they actually meant by that. You get that from the president, but you get that from his handlers. One of them, where you were, let's say, the NDC's chairman. After president, also make other comments. And one of them, he categorically stated, said, I may get to talk on NDC back so look at the NDC chairman, and he was at the time the president of the candidate of the NDC. At the time, we can so be more about the thing that is so this functionary so share now the executive of good board. We must say we can also about the mission to be there is no petition against it. Now, first forward, you call about MPP so if you didn't get the NDC back power, I'll say you be man, na you be Electoral Commission chair as you can. This is a video interview. Yeah, this is again maybe a person will be able. A beer, Yama, I can't say suspended Chief Justice. No, I think we get everywhere. Saying that now maybe a swap. Now, a I could say, and then say, so to see the Electoral Commission chair, this year, the Chief Justice to make a determination of prima facie case against the Electoral Commission chair. It is important that the current Chief Justice is removed to the Beya, and make a determination of a prima facie case. Now, the determination of a prima facie case will have to be made by a Chief Justice that they have appointed. And then, you know, it's really if you are, and you're not a big blue coin and really the chair of the Electoral Commission is to everyone. So, this whole thing was kicked in with the idea that the year Electoral Commission chair is so everyone. And that is what the NDC has done. And so you can see that it was a political plan perfectly executed. Now, almost you say, I didn't run a big draw say a mura and I did from day one, it has never been about the law. It has always been about politics. And when see the Bible can say, oh, president, your words are man. When the man say, with the petition back, where the American state, no my determination of former case, where the American committee of better up. Now we are this is abandoned to the extent that people say that the president is just a conveyor belt or a buyer. I want to be there. Oh, it is not the case. The president has a very important role to play in this. Since then, I said about it took the 5 petitions as a play. Your teacher who did the mamma she said, was how you say, yes, you be, you know. President said, we say, petitions not by me now. Then, she said, as soon as we say, there is a prima facie case against my get to Tukuni. The core council of state. Council of state, you know, the president appoints some of the members. Some of them are obviously NDC members. Where is the council of state, you know, the NDC? Some of the council of state, the former NDC member of parliament, is a former speaker of parliament, is NDC. I mean, you cannot doubt that Jaho is an NDC person. And then, the person among friends of the Electoral and use the visual representatives of the Council of State. In the Kumasi, a bar yet 2 years, the kind. Nanka, where Papa can some board in every. While we said that was there, to the extent that even the people who have to vote. I mean, the album I did talk about Ashanti region, coordinating the assessments, and the NDC focus and you go to about any demand. Sort of representing regions. And you can see all the regional representatives in the NDC regional chairperson. And so we packed the Council of State with the NDC appointed. So when somebody is a Council of State now, Council of State is beside there. The Council of State is NDC for Council of State. One person we can always say we don't know her political affiliation. Sophia Kufi was appointed by Rollins to the Supreme Court. She was made the Chief Justice by Nana Akufo-Addo. She was appointed by President Mahama as a member of the Council of State. By me, I said about I will make it prima facie determination. Or she said that we can call the main cabinet. And me, you know, what happened to the say, I gave this name to you cry. Then maybe a 2 minutes, and what do me? I think it will be just true. We may come to that later. But when you see, my money are born to the extent that you know. You know, it is the when they brought out the notice of removal, back up and what's in their kind, my money the bonnet, and it was seen the Chief Justice of the whole Republic. And let's say this. there are 3 institutions that run every government in the world. Your judiciary, your executive, and your legislature. Now, the judiciary now only the head into a big position. As a person, also the Panaya, dear, who sell minor. That will also the 2 other arms of government, the legislature and the executive, there are laborious processes of removing the heads of these 2 institutions. So I would have expected that the country need Chief Justice everywhere. At least something weighty. I did maybe I did it. Of course, we did the process Chief Justice. The reason for the removal. Uncle President name for the mayor, Saturday by the mayor, was no unity. Again, Mamma, did kind. And he said, or your transfer, or transfer paper be a friendly building, or judiciary service. Really? I mean, you must see a say a big permanent transfer of somebody from one position to the other. There is such a high crime, stated misbehavior, while granting the removal of a Chief Justice. Why did the Chief Justice is the administrative head of the judiciary? And company be a real member, institution be a real member. Yet we transfer people from one position to the other. In fact, sometimes we go off in beer, where secretary. There should be a bone who the power. You know, it is like we take it to a crowd there. They always who is doing the court position where this way you need a decision. And then you know, young transfer. How can a transfer of a public servant, okay, by the Chief Justice warrant a remover or warrant the basis for a remover? Transfer. First reason that a mile. One of the reason is that Chief Justice by her one of her acts, she has sought to change the procedure for selecting Supreme Court judges. Chief Justice done and say, Australia, a command and a say, the Supreme Court for any panel of Minister, a German or one of those, and he is here, say, young judges in the back. As my making, and one is the reason they didn't know that dear mammy, say, or say, for no, you just who say, and this time the first way in which you just is less than a chocoma, and now it's for a stated misbehavior. How can a Chief Justice or more on the head of the judiciary or the president of the Supreme Court panel, when we say, to say the case is not the Supreme Court to check because case is in the battle in the council who is in the other being come who said they are a human content number cases entry of course. How can this letter to the president, okay, amount to a stated misbehavior warranting the removal? Now, you are president Ebaye within the first 4 months of his administration, while 27 Supreme Court judges. It didn't see that. Since the didn't that the president in the first 4 months of an administration appointed 7 Supreme Court judges. Before the first appointment, it was after 2 years, and the Nipa Bakpeno appointed. It has always been the case that you feel the Supreme Court when one retires now will fail it. When we ask the NDC about why this huge number, 7 Supreme Court judges at a go, when we say a Supreme Court a Dawson, an Intino, or say a independent account, then never let it be contented. The same reason Chokuru advanced to the Nekufado for adding more numbers to the Supreme Court. I was doing the thing. It was the same reason NDC for President Mahama they appointed 7 Supreme Court judges. Justice Chokuru, Bonnie, second one, and a Martin, or Cholet, a command, President Akufo-Addo at the time said, you increased the number of Supreme Court judges. The Bonnie at also means that, and they say, sorry, and the back issue coin. The judicial service, travel policy. Travel policy clearly they say what's any security any two can baby and also you can go with any other person as well. Judicial service with policy, and yet idea the first input authority it should lead to a removal of the chief justice. As a kind of enemy could it require what's a private genuine local, then public one to any crew and a coin. How can trouble with the husband prevent a removal? Now, I always say this. Yeah, no man for you say the president or any man, they are not public officers. And if I didn't know president or Timothy extra presidential gate, whether the president, the bad boy, no, our brother is the way you speak already. Boss in Kwan organizing the criminal. When the presidential jet, no, we should ask this question. When the benefit presidential jet, no, acquiring a young first, not Ghana for that. It's a very important question. The people have been realizing, look, when you go to the US, in fact, first lady, a bit before first lady, Nigeria will be first lady name is clear. Nigeria will be first lady name is clear. In fact, if you read the US history, first lady will be the visitor after 5 p.m. will be the best of Libya. It goes back to the first lady's account on the say tracker. And if you see a free person near my dear, then you should be looking at this. How is it that the president can travel with the president? What's your president get free? And walk on over when you use a public officer. Have we asked the president to resign, or have we made even an attempt to remove the president on the basis of this? So I'm saying that if we look at the three reasons that form the basis for the removal of the chief justice, it smacks only of political machination. It smacks only of politics and nothing else. There's nothing legal about it. There's nothing constitutional about it. And your politics pure and simple. And as a Ghana for let me say NDC for AD ago. So we need politics now I can tell you the next person is the Electoral Commission chair because the plan and they're executing it one after the other.
Okay.
Because a wood across not a net legal na the make action.
But lawyer be that say, but me who say be from a year government spokesperson a year Felix Kwachi Ofosu say emra krona every be a ye Charlotte say no edwa so no bunam no be a ye chief justice as a lawyer what is say be say ya na etel say.
Okay, so I know my position Charlotte say excuse me it's quite different. I've always maintained that me in my small corner that I lived during this whole process. Now, the free my dream maybe can say, you know, one of the many reasons that may advance myself is that I'm in the Electoral Commission chair many election about 1 million votes. Why should we remove it? It's me personally. I was never in support of the removal of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. But that aside,
okay.
Nsem-Pii TV near